Hey guys, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing okay. Gonna read through the majority of the article here. There's a link in the description. If you appreciate the coverage, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit. But I will let you know there's a very good chance that you will not appreciate the coverage of this topic. It's absolutely vile. It's disgusting. I need to give you a trigger warning. It involves child abuse. It involves a transgender paedophile from Sydney, Western Sydney. I'm going to read through the majority of the details, and it's going to be pretty grim, pretty gross. You don't have to watch this one. I mean, it's stomach churdling. Is that the right term? It's going to make you feel sick, in all honesty. The transgender person in question is this scumbag here. His name, her name, Tian Miller, 49 years of age. They have been sentenced to 5.5 years jail. Not enough. Not enough. This is somebody who should not be on the streets at any point in time. They're a danger to society. They are a danger to society, which is why they've been jailed. But why the judges thought to themselves, you know what? They're a danger to society, but they'll be all right in a few years. It'll all be fine, won't it? No, it won't all be fine. This sick pervert is going to be a sick pervert for the rest of their lives. They should not be released. They are a danger to society. So we're going to look through the details. A woman believed she was messaging a mother when she proposed to have sex with her in front of her 9-year-old daughter. The transgender woman, Tian Miller, 49 years of age, was actually speaking to child exploitation unit detectives when she sent the sickening messages in October 2021. Tian Miller, a transgender woman, had made the remarks while she was out on bail and facing charges over disturbing text messages that she had sent to a police officer posing as a 14-year-old girl. So I'm just going to reiterate that. She was out on bail. I'm saying she. I'm using that term. Some of you may disagree with that. I'm going to say she. She was out on bail. She's done this before. She's a serial paedophilic creep. Fact. She was caught by a police officer sending disturbing text messages to a 14-year-old girl, or what she believed was a 14-year-old girl. It wasn't a 14-year-old girl. It was a police officer. And she's since done the same again. She sent a message to her mother proposing to have sex in front of her 9-year-old daughter. You sick C-U-N-T. You sick pedo. You're not safe to be a part of society. It's good that you've been jailed. It's not good that the New South Wales Australian authorities seem to think that it's perfectly fine for you to be on the streets in 5.5 years. Did I say 5.5 years? Why would I say that? That's a bit silly. In Australia, we have parole. So guess what? This scumbag, this paedophilic creep is going to be eligible for parole in approximately 18 months' time. So what does that mean? It means that this person is almost guaranteed to be walking the streets in 18 months' time, give or take. That's my take on it. The authorities give parole when they pretty much want to get rid of these people, kick them out of the jail system. I mean, that's my take on it. I don't know how accurate it is, but maybe I'm being a little bit flippant there, but that's my take on it, is that parole is used as a mechanism to release people from jail. So as long as they've relatively behaved themselves within jail, what does that mean? It means that they didn't go around assaulting others, which I would think it's the minority of people in prison would go around assaulting others. So as long as that's the case, they basically get kicked out of jail or allowed out of jail at the point that they front up to a parole board. That's my take on it. So I know I'm rambling a little bit. This woman, Tiana Miller, 49 years of age, a serial paedophilic creep, jailed for 5.5 years, but she's going to get out on parole in around 18 months. Here's some of her tweets that she sent. I don't want to, I mean, lots of fun, touching and kissing of certain bits. Don't want to give it all away. I'm transgender. I have boobs and a cock. Tell her if she wants to be in the room to get naked too. So I believe that's a message to the 9-year-old girl that thankfully doesn't exist. This paedophilic creep wanted to have sex with a woman with his boobs and his cock, his penis. He wanted to have sex with a woman in front of the woman's 9-year-old daughter, and he wanted that 9-year-old daughter to be naked. You fucking sick cunt. Thankfully, the 9-year-old daughter doesn't exist. Thankfully, this paedophilic creep was talking to another police officer. Back to the article. The court heard that this weirdo had propositioned to have sex with the officer posing as the 39-year-old mother in text messages sent on the app Chat IW. Chat IW. Is it fair of me to highlight this social media app, Chat IW? Is it fair of me to do that? Yes, I think it is fair for me to do that, because there is a whole proliferation of social media platforms out there. It's not just the big boys. It's not just Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, whatever else. It's not just the big boys. There are all of these very minor independent social media platforms, which is a good thing to have a proliferation of social media platforms. I believe that's a good thing, but therein lies danger. Such platforms can be attractive, I believe, to pedophiles. You know, if they feel that for one reason or another that there's a lack of security, if they feel that there's an opportunity to prey on vulnerable people, children, then that's what they do. You know, they swarm to these social media platforms that they feel that they can take advantage of. So I'm highlighting Chat IW because that might be one. I've never heard of it before, but I would think that perhaps if you're a parent and you've got kids that have got an iPad, that have got their own mobile phone, whatever it happens to be, that maybe you ought to vet the social media apps that they have access to and how they access them, which I think is a real shame. I mean, it's a real shame that we can't allow, I'm not a parent, but I think it's a real shame that parents can't allow their children the freedom to, I don't know, explore a lot of different avenues themselves. But unfortunately, the world is such that they can't do that because these sick weirdos are going to be waiting on a digital virtual corner to ambush the children. So back to the article. The sick weirdo suggested that her daughter could join in and that she could get naked too. Here's a quote from the sick weirdo. Maybe you and I get naughty in front of her, the child, and then head to the bedroom. Tell her if she wants to be in the room to get naked too. I mean, I did say that this is an awful, awful topic, that you may not want to watch this video or listen to it. It's stomach churdling. It's absolutely horrifically gross. Thankfully, again, there's no such 9-year-old girl. There's no such 14-year-old girl. Thankfully, this weirdo was talking to police officers. So the weirdo arranged to meet the pair, the mother and the child, at a Liverpool train station. So this is Liverpool and Sydney, Western Sydney. At that point, she was arrested by police. She was found carrying lingerie that would fit the child. She was carrying lingerie that would fit the 9-year-old girl. You sick fuck. I'm going to say something, you may not like it. Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden? Hunter Biden. Why am I thinking of Hunter Biden? I just read that sentence. Lingerie that would fit the child, and I'm thinking Hunter Biden. Don't know what's going on with my brain. It's all messed up. So let's get back on track. The messages were sent 3 months after this sick weirdo had already tried to organize a meetup with a 14-year-old girl. The sick weirdo had told the undercover police officer that was posing as a 14-year-old girl that she had boobs and a cock. This sick weirdo sent a picture to the 14-year-old girl, again, undercover police posing as a 14-year-old girl. The sick weirdo sent a picture of her chest, her boobs, and her penis. Yeah, that's right. I said those words. Her penis. I said that. I did say that. She offered to pick the girl up from a train station. Here's a quote that the sick weirdo tweeted what she believed to be a 14-year-old girl. "We could do plenty of fun things naked and you could still be a virgin. You could try sucking it. You could kiss and touch you down there, make you horny, and it's just fucking sick, man." You can read that if you want. I mean, this is this sick weirdo saying this to what he believes to be a 14-year-old girl. A child. The messages continued for 20 days, with this sick weirdo asking the 14-year-old girl to skip school so they could meet up. Apparently, there's a third underage girl that this sick weirdo also messaged and asked if he could visit whilst her mother was at work. I mean, like I say, this is a serial sick cunt. This is not somebody who should be on the streets, not somebody that should be a part of society, not somebody that should have any access to children whatsoever. I hope they never do. And we're going to wrap things up pretty much on this this final point here. The sick weirdo, Tiana Miller, was jailed for 5 years and 6 months, but they're going to be eligible for parole on July the 16th, 2024. So correct me if I'm wrong, that's, 18, 19 months away from now? 19 months, I believe. She is going to be eligible for parole in 18, 19 months. Do you want this serial paedophilic creep who has attempted to contact children on multiple occasions, attempted to meet with children on multiple occasions with sexual intent? Is this the kind of person that you would like to see released from jail after 18, 19 months? Would you like to see them released after 5.5 years? Back on the streets? Back with electronic devices ready to contact your children? Your neighbor's children? Any children? It's fucking sick, man. They need to be locked up. They. Who's the they? The they is these paedophilic creeps. Thankfully, here's the blessing. As far as I understand, thankfully, this weirdo didn't have any direct contact with any children. As far as I understand from this article. Of course, there's got to be a reason why the police were following this weirdo in the first place, I would have thought. But as far as we understand, as far as the information within this article tells us, we're not aware of any direct contact that this weirdo had with any actual living children. I hope that is the case. But she has exposed his sickness. He's a predator. He wants to have sexual liaisons with children of various young ages. It's sick. He needs to be locked up. She needs to be locked up, and the key to be thrown away. Gonna wrap things up here, guys. Appreciate your watching. Appreciate your time. Take care.